Hey everyone, welcome back. We got another Age of Empires 4 replay. This time it's a mirror match. Me as the Abbasid versus my opponent Chemical, who's also playing as the Abbasid. The map is Altai, very short distance between our bases. Should be an interesting match. When you're up against Abbasid, you never really want to... Well, when it's Abbasid versus Abbasid, you never want to fall behind on town centers. If you see your opponent gets up to 2, you should definitely get up to 2 yourself, or try to 1-up them, get up to 3. For this match, I decided that with such a short distance, it might be a little greedy to go for a second town center. So instead, I'm going to go probably the House of Culture, the one that gives you shorter or cheaper technologies. And then try to get a stable up, and then use some horsemen to harass my opponent, while also getting the professional scouts technology to grab up deer. That way, if my opponent decides, oh, I'm getting harassed a little bit, I'll start pumping out military units. That way I can fall back to just my town center, where I've got deer carcasses there ready to be harvested safely. So let's check out what we got going on. I'm watching him get down his House of Wisdom, and it seemed to come down a little late. I actually already have my technology being researched, and I see him going for the mining camp. So I'm thinking he's going for an early expansion, so I'm definitely going to want to get my stable out as quickly as possible for the harassment. Yeah, look at that. And I'm also using my scouts to try and harass his villagers off of the stone. Anything that takes his attention away and causes him to have to micro around these villagers is good news for me. Can't exactly stop him from aging up. Or from getting the second town center down, but I'm going to do what I can to at least make it annoying to get there. This scout's coming in, my scout's getting a little low, decide to back off. Can't do much about that. There's the stables going down, and now I'm hoping to get some harassment in. So my opponent's making it to the feudal age. I really want to be productive with this first horseman, although I've discovered that I went a little too hard into wood in this early game. And so while I have a big chunk of wood waiting for me to use, I don't have enough to keep producing these horsemen. I'm waiting for Preservation of Knowledge to finish. That way I can queue up professional scouts. Really need to scout my opponent's base here, but I'm just going to send in the horseman. Unfortunately, his scout spots it immediately. So I'm going to have my horseman ride through these berries, see if we can't find some villagers. Nope, looks like he pulled them already, knowing that the horseman was coming. Though the horseman's giving me some good information. I'm checking the stone to see if there's any villagers working it, and now I'm going to ride into the wood line to see if I can find some villagers there. Let's see if I can find something. I do find the town center being built, so I can at least say I'm getting good scouting information. And he has 6 villagers in his town center, so we're at least preventing him from gathering with those. But yeah, now he's up to his second town center, and I don't really have anything to show for my harassment. So I'm going to pivot, I'm going to start mining stone myself, and I'm going to get my professional scouts going. The stable and barracks, I'm just going to be pumping horsemen and spearmen. In my run-through, I didn't see any military buildings. Knowing my opponent, probably going to go horsemen. It's just an easy unit to make when you're fast expanding like this. So my opponent's likely going to have a barracks and a stables similar to me. Making extra scouts, so that way I can get these deer carcasses back as quickly as possible. And I'm going for this hunt over here because I don't want to just start off with these ones nearby. And with some careful base planning, I was able to get up to that first golden age. Alright, there's another horseman. Should probably send him out to harass, or at least scare off these scouts. He's occasionally zipping in, seeing my my buildings, and he's seen the villagers on stone. Which is unfortunate. He's gained really good information, whereas I'm pretty in the dark. Mostly because I'm using my scouts to gather up, yeah, the deer carcasses, while back home, I'm gathering up to put down my second town center. So he got pretty greedy by going for his second town center very early. I'm going to go for my second town center, but I'm also going to back it up with all the food that's coming from these deer. So I'm hoping that if I can harass a little bit and defend what I have, so if I see overwhelming numbers from him, I'm going to back off immediately. But I'm just kind of running around. I get a good scout. I'm seeing 2 stables, 1 archery range. So I immediately get to work making spearmen. I really want to put a stop to any kind of horseman ball that he might put together, because he could just run through my base and deal good damage. I'm backing off. I don't need any more stone. We've got people off of stone. The second town center is finishing up. I am paying full price for my villagers, but it's really not that bad considering I've got all these deer carcasses, which provide just an amazing amount of food. I don't have to go wheelbarrow. Instead, I can go horticulture, and I can also get, yeah, the first mining upgrade as well. That's going to help me get up to the next age a lot faster. With 4 scouts, yeah, we're gathering up these deer very quickly. We should probably go for the far away deer, but I guess we're just going to knock out these nearby ones in the meantime. I'm trying to send horsemen around and about to deal damage. Still focused on getting more spearmen out, but yeah, a bunch of horsemen as well. And we get the upgrade to hardened spearmen, so that's good. Right now my opponent is likely just pouring energy into making villagers, but considering how many military buildings we saw, wouldn't be surprised by, yeah, an age 2 push. Looks like archers and horsemen, that's the unit composition I was expecting. So I'm looking to defend this with spearmen and horsemen. I want my spearmen on the enemy horsemen, and I want my own horsemen attacking his archers. Doing a quick run by in his base, just wanted to see what he's got around here, see if I can get any villagers. It's gathering a lot, and I'm really seeing a lot of units coming out. That worries me, but I am producing units of my own. Unfortunately, I get house blocked here. Yeah, I really need these houses to finish up. So now we're engaging, but I'm unsure about my numbers. But the fact that I have 1 or 2 horsemen in the mix, I can push the issue. If he wants to try and run away, the horsemen will chase them down. We're really screening the, we're keeping the horsemen away from my other horsemen with these 2 spears. So we're actually doing really well here. His archers are too exposed, and he's not doing anything with his horsemen. He just does not want to engage with them for some reason. So he's going to lose his entire archer ball, and after seeing this fight, and I'm happy to take this fight, I know it's only 2 spearmen and a horseman, but look at how much damage they do. I mean, these are the upgraded spearmen. He's doing almost no damage to me. Felt really good about that engagement. With that done, I knew I was ahead, and I went ahead and got the economic wing upgrade. And now I'm looking to grab, yeah, after seeing such a good military battle, I decide to put down blacksmiths. That way I can invest, rather than more money into a standing army, I'll invest it into upgrades. So I saw a small win. I'm gonna gear myself up for the Castle Age, having seen it. Hopefully I've still got my scouts running around the map, grabbing up these deer. You can see, I mean, with 24 villagers on these deer, I do need to diversify a bit. They're gonna disappear really quickly, but it's giving me so much food that I was able to advance very rapidly, and I can keep producing military units this whole time. And I can keep producing villagers. I know they aren't discounted yet, because I didn't get fresh foodstuffs, but soon enough. Looks like my castle age is about to finish. I'm going to send out my horsemen for some harassment. We're probably going to keep up with our unit composition, but now that we're in the castle age, there's a few things we need to focus on. One, getting fresh foodstuffs. Two, getting a better food economy. We definitely need to transition to farms. And we would like to get an upgrade to our spearmen because we know he still has the double stables. He's going to be tempted to make knights in the castle age or continue to make horsemen in the meantime. But I can mix in a few castle age units that'll really do a lot. Just having a few in your army means a big difference. So I'm going to mix in a few man-at-arms and a few knights as well. This is a tough engagement for me, but I do have some man-at-arms arriving who have lots of armor. I should have knights coming soon. Hard for me to defend this. Fortunately, I've got my horsemen on the other side of the map getting some villager kills. Oh, those are some good kills right there. It's maybe 4, 5. Oof, those are great kills. I don't think he has the loom upgrade. It's hard to tell. I'll fight here. The archers aren't going to do anything to my man-at-arms, and my horsemen are pretty resilient against them. Also, we've been getting upgrades from Paris. We got the armor upgrades for all my units. So he's doing very little damage. So my tanky units are just living. Yeah, I'm trading a little bit for not killing his units quickly, but as long as he doesn't retreat, we'll take care of everything and lose nothing in the process. He's got villagers idling, he's got villagers in his town center. That's a really good sign. And now that I'm in the castle age, I'd like to militarize more. I definitely need more military buildings, and I'd like to start to move in on his base and start building battering rams, mangonels. The battering rams will deal with the buildings, the mangonels will deal with any of the units that charge the mangonels, or the battering rams. So the mangonels target the clump of units that go to fight the battering rams. Okay, opponent makes it to the castle age, but we are actively fighting with him. He is losing villagers. Send this cluster over here, take out these villagers. If he retreats villagers, so be it. I'm going to pull these units back and just build a battering ram. Force the issue. Back here, one man at arms, just going wild in these in the tree line. Now we're getting more of our military production going. Although we got some idle villagers here, we also need to get that farm economy going. I'm at about 60 villagers right now. Yeah, we're going to finish out this battering ram and try to take down some of these military structures here. Seen a lot of man-at-arms coming from him. Now that I look, he's got 3 barracks. Really need this Lancer to get involved. He's going to be good against these man-at-arms. The battering ram can just go to work. Notice he has mostly ranged units. He has to commit the man-at-arms to killing the battering ram. I've got reinforcements coming. The spearmen aren't going to do very well. These camel archers do some bonus damage versus spearmen. Though I'm getting I'm destroying his buildings, which is great. He has to engage my troops and ignore the battering ram. I'm sending around. I wanted to attack this archery range. But I am losing the fight. He simply has too many man-at-arms, and I need more crossbowmen. I need to probably retreat my troops here. He's sending villagers forward to destroy the battering ram. So be it. We got a decent amount of work from this battering ram. Yeah, losing too many people here. Should probably back off. I mean, it's good that this hardened spearman. I think I'm just rallying units here. Yeah, he's just targeting down the spearmen. I'm gonna back off. We'll rally a little further back. During that battle, I was able to get some of my farm economy going. We definitely want to upgrade agriculture. We want to research that. And we'd like to keep getting upgrades from the blacksmith. I do have a decent amount of gold, so we could spend it. More duking it out, although his man-at-arms cluster has gotten a lot smaller. Yeah, he's starting to deal with less and less man-at-arms. He's gonna have to deal directly with my units with these camel archers, and that's not what he wants to be doing. Yeah, he's gonna back off. Sending my scouts around to try and find another hunt. I found the one over here. There was one near my base. There's one near my opponent, but I could not find the last hunt. I suspect it's somewhere over here, perhaps? I don't see it on the map. It's got to be tucked away somewhere. Seen more barracks come down from my opponent. Probably going to need some siege units to answer this. But I'm feeling good about my economy. Continuing to produce villagers. And because I got an earlier castle age, I hopefully have a mosque down somewhere. Oh, okay, we're getting the mosque down now. We're getting the siege workshop and more military production. Yep, and there's additional blacksmith upgrades. Very good. So I'm hoping that just the strength of my units can bring some pain to my opponent, because I'm not really doing economic pain in the sense of like gathering relics or hunting more deer. I mean, these scouts are just useless hanging out down here. But we are keeping good tabs on him with this scout. We're constantly engaging with his armies, so we're able to see what it is he's doing, or what he's making in terms of an army composition. And these crossbowmen are tearing through the man-at-arms, but I'll ignore them and instead use my spearmen to scare away these camel riders and deal with his man-at-arms later. Yeah, now we're dealing with them, and the crossbowmen are just cutting them down. My opponent decides to surrender. I think he just didn't have a standing army, and his economy had fallen apart. It was a great match. Rarely do we get this Abbasid mirror match, so it's pretty cool. Hope to see you for the next game.